Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this afternoon's meeting of the Public Service Commission. Before we begin, if I'd like to ask everyone to please bow your head for a moment of silent reflection. Amen. Thank you. Okay, Mr. Minges.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners. For our first order of business, staff proposes that our next commission business meeting be held on next Wednesday, June 10th.
That's very fine. Thank you.
We have 3 items on a supplemental agenda. Item number 1, docket number 2020-106A. Staff presents for commission consideration the scheduling of future virtual hearings and other related events.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Belzer.
To provide guidance on the continued operation of the Commission during the current COVID-19 emergency, I move that, as a general matter, all hearings and other matters that would ordinarily require in-person attendance by parties or the public before the Commission will be conducted virtually until further order of the Commission. Further, so that participants are able to virtually interconnect in these proceedings, parties are directed to contact Randy Erskine of our IT department at 803-896-5104 within a reasonable time before the proceedings begin to make sure that they can be conducted smoothly. This includes making sure that parties have the proper software installed as well as an adequate internet connection and equipment. These measures are intended to allow operations of the Commission to continue while minimizing any risk to the public, parties, attorneys, and Commission staff and employees. That's my motion.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Belzer's motion. Hopefully that was not me. You've heard Commissioner Belzer's motion. Are there questions or comments? If not, Commissioner Whitfield.
Aye.
Commissioner Howard.
Aye.
Commissioner Irvin.
Aye.
Commissioner Belzer.
Aye.
And I vote aye. The motion carries. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, item number 2 on our supplemental agenda, docket number 2021E. We have a joint motion for a virtual evidentiary hearing.
Mr. Chairman, I have a motion in this matter, but I believe Commissioner Belzer was trying to get your attention.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner Whitfield. Commissioner Belzer?
I apologize, Mr. Chairman, but could the vote of the first motion indicate the role of the commissioners on the call, please?
Thank you, Commissioner Belzer. That is an excellent idea, and I had that written down and completely forgot to do the roll again. So, yes, the first roll call will constitute the first vote will constitute the roll call for commissioners today. Okay. Suitable for everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now I'll recognize Commissioner Whitfield.
Mr. Chairman, my motion concerns item 2 that Mr. Minges just presented. Mr. Chairman, the parties in this docket jointly request that the Commission, 1, conduct a virtual hearing in place of the in-person hearing that is currently scheduled, and 2, admit pre-filed testimony and exhibits of each party's witness into the record, and 3, excuse all witnesses from testifying at the evidentiary hearing, and 4, issue an order in this docket based on the pre-filed testimony and exhibits and any statements made during the virtual hearing. Mr. Chairman, I move that the Commission grant the request for a virtual evidentiary hearing to be conducted at the date and time of the original scheduled hearing. However, consistent with Regulations 103-842 and 845, witnesses must be available virtually to present their testimony and exhibits and should be prepared for the Commissioner's questions. The Commission's final order shall be issued based on the record, including the testimony presented at the hearing. The parties are directed to contact Mr. Randy Erskine of the Commission staff at 803-896-5104 to make sure that they are able to connect with the Commission virtually. So move, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Commissioner Whitfield. Commissioners, you've heard Commissioner Whitfield's motion. Are there questions or comments? If not, Commissioner Belzer.
I vote aye.
Commissioner Urban.
Aye.
Commissioner Howard.
Aye.
Commissioner Whitfield.
Aye.
And I vote aye, and the motion carries. Thank you.
Chairman, supplemental item number 3, docket number 2011-158E. We have a request for an extension of time.
Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Whitfield.
Mr. Chairman, Carolinas and Duke Energy Progress request a 60-day extension of time to file an annual report of affiliate transactions required by regulatory condition number 5.7, which is ordinarily due by May 30th of each year. Mr. Chairman, I move that the Commission approve the request, nunc pro tunc, and the due date for this year's report would now be July 29, 2020. So moved.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Whitfield's motion. Are there questions or comments? If not, all in favor. If not, I will call the roll. Commissioner Urban.
Aye.
Commissioner Howard.
Aye.
Commissioner Belzer.
Aye.
Commissioner Whitfield.
Aye.
And I vote aye, and the motion carries. Thank you.
Chairman, on our utilities agenda, item number 1, docket 2021E, we have a request for confidential treatment.
Do we have a motion?
Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Howard.
Mr. Chairman, I move we grant the request of Duke Energy Progress for confidential treatment of their rebuttal testimony exhibit.
Mr. Chairman, the feedback is coming from Commissioner Howard.
Yeah, Commissioner Howard, hang on a second. We're getting a lot of feedback.
I'm getting all kind of feedback.
Are all your microphones muted?
You need to mute the speakers.
Speakers.
Now they are. I'm sorry.
Okay. Okay. There you go. Let's go back with your motion. Yes, sir. Let's go ahead now, Commissioner Howard.
We can't hear.
Well, I can't now, Commissioner Howard. Your microphone is muted. We got to be able to hear you. You just need to mute your microphone's on everything but what you're speaking into. Okay, we're still not getting you, Commissioner Howard.
You need to unmute your telephone.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
I'll try it again.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we grant the request of Duke Energy Progress for confidential treatment of the rebuttal testimony and exhibits of James J. McClay III. The company maintains that Mr. McClay's rebuttal testimony contains certain proprietary and confidential information that, if disclosed, could negatively affect its ability to safely and reliably provide effective service to its customers. So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Commissioner Howard. You've heard Commissioner Howard's motion. Are there questions or comments? If not, Commissioner Urban,
Aye.
Commissioner Belzer,
Aye.
Commissioner Whitfield,
Aye.
Commissioner Howard,
Aye.
and I vote aye, and the motion carries. Thank you.
Item number 2, docket number 2020-137G and docket number 2020-106A. We have a request for approval to suspend routine meter testing for the remainder of 2020.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Urban,
pursuant to Rule 103-475, as modified by Commission Order Number 2015-623, Piedmont Natural Gas Company routinely engages in testing of its in-service meters selected through statistical sampling, and this is to ensure that they are achieving overall accuracy. This routine meter testing requires Piedmont to conduct the services at a central workshop, which causes its employees to enter the homes or businesses of its customers, locate the active meter, briefly stop gas service, remove the existing meter, install a replacement meter, relight pilots, and perform safety checks. Due to the current COVID-19 pandemic, Piedmont requests that it suspend the program for the remainder of the 2020 calendar year to protect the health not only of its employees but also its customers. The company states that it intends to resume the testing program at the beginning of calendar year 2021, assuming COVID-19 is no longer posing a health threat to the community in the company's service territory. The company also notes that it has no cause for concern that suspension of this testing program for the remainder of the calendar year 2020 will harm its customers or increase the company's overall operational risk. The Office of Regulatory Staff has reviewed this request and does not object to the company's temporary suspension of the program during the COVID-19 pandemic. It states that temporary suspension of the program will reduce the spread of the COVID-19 virus by eliminating direct interactions between Piedmont's employees and its customers. Therefore, I move that we approve the request to temporarily suspend the routine testing for the remainder of the 2020 calendar year. So moved.
thank you. You've heard Commissioner Urban's motion. Are there questions or comments? If not, Commissioner Howard,
Aye.
Commissioner Whitfield,
Aye.
Commissioner Belzer,
Aye.
Commissioner Urban,
Aye.
and I vote aye, and the motion carries. Thank you.
Chairman, item number 3, docket number 2019-13A. This item concerns the application for adjustment in the levels of allowable cost and for identification of allowable cost of Chem Nuclear.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Belzer,
I move that the commission accept total allowable cost of $3,932,713 identified by Chem Nuclear as being recoverable for its fiscal year ending June 30, 2019. In addition, I move that this commission accept and identifies allowable costs for the fiscal year ending June 30, 2020, fixed cost of $3,145,096 and irregular cost of $1,256,031. I further move that the Commission approve the variable cost rates for the fiscal year ending June 30, 2020, as proposed and contained in Exhibit B to the proposed order filed by the party. The actual expenses in the variable cost category will, of course, be dependent on actual volumes and classes of waste received, which will be determined in next year's proceedings. That's my motion.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Belcher's motion. Are there questions or comments? If not, Commissioner Whitfield.
Aye.
Commissioner Hamilton. Oops, sorry. Commissioner Howard.
Aye.
Mr. Urban.
Aye.
Mr. Belcher.
Aye.
And I vote aye, and the motion carries. Thank you.
That completes our transportation agenda. Turning to our, that completes our utilities agenda, excuse me. Turning to our transportation agenda, item number 1, docket number 2020-52T, we have a request for an extension of time.
Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Howard.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we grant the request of Ready to Blow LLC, doing business as Speedy Senior Transportation, for an extension of time until October the 13th, 2020, to comply with Commission rules and regulations. So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Howard's motion. Are there questions or comments? If not, Commissioner Urban.
Aye.
Commissioner Belcher.
Aye.
Commissioner Whitfield.
Aye.
Commissioner Howard.
Aye.
And I vote aye, and the motion carries. Thank you.
Item number 2, docket number 2020-42T, we have a request for an extension of time.
Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Howard.
Mr. Chairman, I move we grant the request of Jane Cottingham, doing business as CHS Shuttle, for an extension of time until March the 6th, 2021, to comply with Commission rules and regulations. So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Howard's motion. Are there questions or comments? If not, Commissioner Belcher.
I vote aye.
Commissioner Whitfield.
Aye.
Commissioner Urban.
Aye.
Commissioner Howard.
Aye.
And I vote aye, and the motion carries. Thank you.
Chairman, item number 3, docket number 2020-38T, we have another request for an extension of time.
Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Whitfield.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we grant the request of Med First Transport LLP for an extension of time until November 6, 2020, to comply with Commission rules and regulations. So moved.
Thank you. You've heard Commissioner Whitfield's motion. Are there questions or comments? If not, Commissioner Howard.
Aye.
Commissioner Urban.
Aye.
Commissioner Belcher.
Aye.
Commissioner Whitfield.
Aye.
And I vote aye, and the motion carries. Thank you.
Chairman, that completes our transportation agenda. We do have one item on our administrative agenda, which involves the election of chair and vice chair of the commission.
Thank you, Mr. Minges. Okay, for commissioners, it's that time of year, and it's always a good time of year to elect a new chairman and a new vice chair. And so we'll start with the chairman position, and I will entertain nominations for the chair position.
Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Whitfield.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we nominate Commissioner Justin T. Williams as chairman of the South Carolina Public Service Commission beginning July 1, 2020. Mr. Chairman, I further move that present chairman, Comer H. Randy Randall, serve as acting chairman until such time as Commissioner Williams returns from active military duty or unless Commissioner Randall becomes unable to serve. Mr. Chairman, in making this motion, it gives me great privilege and great pride to nominate Commissioner Williams. All of us have served with him a year or two, couple of years since he came on the commission. I would note, as I did when he became vice chairman, that we need good, viable leadership at the commission for continuity and to carry on. And Commissioner Williams has a great record across the board in business. Many folks may not know he worked in the business sector in pharmaceutical sales for some time, and then he's worked, been successful in private practice at a law firm, but he holds a law degree from the University of South Carolina, numerous awards and prestigious leadership designations, but also what's kind of sort of widely known about him is he served, leadership goes back a while with him. He has a history and a pattern of it. He was the University of South Carolina student body president. And I guess more importantly to us, Mr. Chairman, he has demonstrated a vigorous interest in gaining knowledge of utility regulation and what we do. I've had the opportunity, as many of you have, to meet some of his family members and to meet some of his wife's family members, and they are certainly people who care about people. And this role requires leadership, but it also requires someone, as all of our commission seats do, someone who cares about people. And I certainly can testify that I have seen that demonstrated time and time again for Commissioner Williams. So I am proud to submit his name for nominations the way I have stipulated, with you continuing in an acting chairman role until his return. So move, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Commissioner Whitfield. Are there any other nominations or questions or comments?
Mr. Chairman, this is Commissioner Irvin.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to second the nomination and move that the nominations be closed. Briefly, I think that Commissioner Whitfield's covered it well, but we all respect Commissioner Williams. He is serving our country now in an overseas role, and we look forward to his return. He will bring a great deal of leadership and maturity to the position, and move the nominations to be closed.
Thank you.
We elect him by acclamation.
Okay, we'll vote to move to close the nominations and elect Commissioner Williams by acclamation, but we'll have to do it with a roll call vote. So we'll start with Commissioner Irvin.
Aye.
Commissioner Howard.
Aye.
Commissioner Belcher.
Aye.
Commissioner Whitfield.
Aye.
And I vote aye and enthusiastically congratulate Commissioner Williams for becoming the next chairman. Okay, thank you, commissioners. Now I will entertain nominations for the vice chair seat.
Mr. Chairman, this is Commissioner Irvin again.
Commissioner Irvin.
It's my pleasure this afternoon to nominate Commissioner Florence Belser to continue serving as our vice chair of the commission. Commissioner Belser, of course, has a wealth of experience and institutional knowledge, having started her career at the commission as a staff attorney and later working with the Office of Regulatory Staff. She is a bright attorney, She has great knowledge, a wealth of knowledge in this legal area for utility regulation, and she would certainly do a fine job as our vice chair in the event that our chairman is unable to preside. She's had experience in that role as well. So I nominate Florence Belser as vice chair.
Thank you, Commissioner Urban. We'll ask for any other nominations or questions or comments. Okay.
Mr.
Well,
Chairman, I move that
Yes.
the nominations be closed.
Thank you, Commissioner Whitfield, and move that nominations be closed and Commissioner Belser be voted by acclamation, although by roll call.
Yes, sir.
Okay. With that, we'll take a vote. Commissioner Urban,
Aye.
Commissioner Howard,
Mr. Chairman, I'm gonna go with the flow. I vote aye to the motion.
thank you, Commissioner Howard. Commissioner Whitfield,
Mr. Chairman, I'm going to vote that Commissioner Belser remove the interim title in front of her vice chairman title. So I
there
vote
you
aye.
go. Thank you. Commissioner Belser, I'll give you the chance to vote for yourself.
That's a bit awkward, but I vote aye.
Absolutely. And I vote aye as well. And congratulations, Commissioner Belser, to get that interim title removed and become official vice chair of the Public Service Commission. So thank you. And I know we're in good hands with Commissioner Williams and Commissioner Belser in the chair and vice chair roles. Is there anything else to come before the commission today?
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, sir. Commissioner Irvin.
Thank you, sir. I want to thank you for the job that you've done as chair. You know, it's been I'm sure a very difficult task with all the workload that we've had in the past couple of years, but you've done it with dignity and grace and respect for all parties. You've been patient. You've been considerate of all participants. And whenever you do step down when Commissioner Williams returns, we're going to certainly always appreciate the leadership that you have shown and the dedication you have demonstrated to the people of the state of South Carolina in your service on the commission. So I know the other commissioners join me in thanking you for your service as chair.
Thank you, Commissioner Irvin. I'd like to say I had brown hair when I started 2 years ago, so it's been an interesting 2 years. So
You used to tell the truth too.
if there's nothing else to come before us, we are adjourned. Thank you.